League of Their Own back with another video. It has certainly been a while. It's been almost 3 months since I've made my last video. I have still been collecting during that time period, but just didn't feel like putting any content out there. So it feels good to be getting back into doing that. I hope you all have been doing well. I certainly miss baseball, that's for sure. It is hard to believe that, we've gone this long without it. I certainly need to finish doing my spring training recap, and that feels like it was ages ago, even though it wasn't too far in the distant past. And I feel like I'm just grateful that I was able to see the baseball that I did. So, need to finish my recap for that, the finale. I've also been picking up some vintage, which I want to share with you, and I've been doing some trout fishing as well. That's going to be the topic of today's video. Now, the cards that I'm featuring in today's video are not recent purchases, but I haven't shared them before on the channel, and I'd like to share them with you now. So that's where we'll get started. Now, I have to give a big thank you and shout out to Eric, Those Back Pages, because these cards would not be purchased if it wasn't for him. So a couple years ago, I had watched one of Eric's videos. I believe it is episode 16, and it's on Eric's PSA Trout collection. I've talked about this video in the past. If you haven't seen it, check it out and be prepared to be blown away by Eric's Mike Trout collection. I had commented on the video and asked him if he felt like there was a Trout rookie that was still undervalued, what his recommendations were, and he made a couple. One of them was the 2011 Bowman Chrome 175 with Trout in the red jersey. Absolutely love that card. You might see that in a future video. And he had talked about the 2011 Finest. And I thought, to myself, yeah, when I looked up the prices, it was just way behind in terms of what the other Trout rookies were going for. And Eric's line of thinking was, it's only going to be a matter of time before the 2011 Finest catches up. So I thought it was a really good call, and I thought I should probably try to take advantage of that. So I went out and I picked up a 2011 Finest Mike Trout rookie, graded a PSA 9. So beautiful looking card there. I really like the Finest of Trout. Of course, Finest is a brand from Topps that's been around for a while and is pretty established. So, great looking card there. Really happy that I was able to pick that up at the time. And looks great in that 9 slab there. So let's just go ahead and we will put this one in the background here, since that's what we're talking about in today's video. Perfect. And then, I couldn't help but think that when you looked at the difference between a 9 and a 10 in terms of the multiplier, you really didn't see a huge difference between the two at the time. It was definitely reasonable, is what I'm getting at, especially when you compare the difference in multiple between the 9 and the 10 of some other Trout rookies. So I thought to myself, this could be a good opportunity to take advantage of that, because I think the market was definitely due for a correction, because typically we see a much wider variance between the 9 and the 10. So I couldn't help but, go out a couple weeks later and pick up the 2011 Mike Trout rookie, the Finest, in a Gem Mint 10. So super happy that I was able to snag this when I did. Any marks that you see there is on the case. Unfortunately, the slab is, a little bit scratched there. And as much as I would love to get this card reholdered, I really just don't want to risk, sending it off in the mail. So I'm happy to leave it be, for now at least, for sure. But that being said, you know, if you are going to get your cards slabbed and graded, or if you're a seller, and we've talked about this, you know, before in the community, but, you know, really think about investing in some, it's now called Superior Fit Innovations, formerly Perfect Fit sleeves. These are really, really great. Just helps to protect the cards. If you spend money to get them, you know, graded, you want to keep the slabs looking nice. And same if you're, you know, selling cards, and even if you're selling, it doesn't have to be a Superior Fit Innovation sleeve, but some type of sleeve just to help protect the slab from scratches. So really happy to pick this one up. And, you know, if it wasn't for Eric essentially sharing his knowledge with me, then I wouldn't be able to pick up this card. It would be, you know, way past me, like a lot of Trout rookies are and have continued to rise in value. But at the time, this card was just very undervalued compared to the rest of Trout's rookies, and it was just likely a matter of time before the 2011 Finest caught up. I would love to pick up the refractor version of the card as well. Offhand, I know that Nolan Alico 3 has one, Dave Blue Jacket 66 rated rookie, and the refractor is just beautiful. So would love to be able to pick one of those up for sure. Now, the interesting thing about 2011 Finest too, if you take a look at the population report, so the stats of that, there have been a lot less graded, of course, compared to some other Trout rookies, most notably his 2011 Topps Update. So when you have the total graded, 1,010, there are only 228 that are Gem Mint 10s. So the gem rate, that percentage is about, 23% of that is going to, gem. And that's very low by comparison. So when you look at the stats of the 2011 Finest, that makes me just, even, happier that I went ahead and picked up that card in a Gem Mint 10. But there's nothing wrong with, a Mint 9 or any grade. It's just nice to be able to own the card. But very interesting when you actually break down the gem rate percent, and you'll see that this one is a lot lower compared to some of Trout's other rookies. So the surface, of course, will make the card very susceptible to, scratches or surface dimples and the like. And I think that really contributes to why it's more difficult to get this card in a Gem Mint 10. But super happy to have these cards. Again, I've had them for a couple years now, have held on to them. The value has increased like most Trout rookies have. But a really big thank you to Eric for sharing his knowledge and perspective on that with me. If it wasn't for him, I would not own either of these two cards, and I'm very happy to have them. They're a great part of my Mike Trout collection, and just grateful that they're there, and for the Oracle's knowledge, of course. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Lots more to come from me in the future. Some more Mike Trout, some of that autograph recap, some vintage. So good to be getting back into it here. Hope you're all doing well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for caring, and I will see you in the next one.